The monk stood between two incense sticks, his eyes fixed tightly on the candle flames. He couldn't afford to turn his head, as even the slightest distraction would risk the incense burning his face. He had no choice but to follow the rhythm of the host's shaking and keep his gaze locked on the candle. As time passed, the host noticed that the monk was keeping up with him, so he suddenly increased the pace of his movements. However, the monk didn't turn his head. He had already mastered this technique, making it a signature skill of the temple. The host praised him as the best disciple in the past 6 years, and the monk quickly expressed his gratitude. Next came the iron head training. They had to use their heads to strike hanging sandbags, then walk to the Buddha statue to offer incense. If anyone tried to slack off during the process, the host would use his secret weapon to discipline them. At first, the monk was very confident. However, after striking a few sandbags, he began to feel dizzy. He barely managed to reach the end of the training, but while going down the stairs, he stumbled and fell. In an instant, he saw stars, and then everything went black as he collapsed to the ground. Seeing this, the host immediately picked up his secret weapon and scolded him. Iron head training is the final step. Only once you master it can you learn martial arts with weapons. The mention of weapons training fired the monk up. He felt more motivated than ever. In less than 3 months, he could easily push aside all the sandbags. The iron head technique was finally perfected. Thus, in 2.5 years, the monk passed all 35 basic skill assessments. The abbot made an exception and promoted him to a disciple of the Dharma Hall, giving him the freedom to practice any of the temple's martial arts. The monk then moved on to the staff room to train with the staff. A group of monks rotated a wooden staff around gears, with sharp wooden spikes attached to both the top and bottom of the gears. If the staff got caught in the gears, pulling it out would result in bloody injuries from the spikes. However, the monk was able to smoothly rotate all the gears, which made the host smile with satisfaction. Afterward, the monk trained in the boxing room, the leg room, and the knife room. 5 years later, the abbot planned to promote him again to vice host, but this was met with opposition from the host of the discipline hall. The opponent thought the monk's 7 rapid promotions over the years were too quick and decided to personally test him. The question now is, do you think the monk will successfully advance?